The new Nintendo 3DS XL is probably one of the most confusing and convoluted naming systems I've ever seen. Listen, this is a problem with Nintendo, just like the Wii and the Wii U. The problem lies in the uneducated consumer. You know, the grandmas, the soccer moms, and the dads who think every game system is a Nintendo. Those guys, not the educated ones. If they are at that point, how could they tell the difference between a 3DS XL and a new 3DS XL? I'm dead serious here. If you ask them for a new 3DS XL for Christmas, and they bought you a 3DS XL in the box, sealed, technically it would be a new 3DS XL, right? And I wouldn't even be talking about this if it was just two names, but there are 4 different console variations. The original 3DS, the 3DS XL, the new 3DS XL, and the new 3DS. Way to convolute the market, Nintendo, and confuse everyone. Well, at least the uneducated people, which is like, you know, a good chunk of the market. But you are here for a review, aren't you? Yeah? Okay, so there are tons of technical specs about the system, articles, reviews already. I mean, for me personally, there's no point in talking about this. I will just be talking about how I feel about the system and what the system brings to the table. So let's begin with the most important changes, the size. So if you are coming from the original 3DS, you will be pleasantly surprised that the new system is a little thinner and has a much larger screen, and no longer has that annoying gloss all over it. Thank God, too. Why do developers of tech feel the need to black gloss everything? Especially on handhelds. Come on, guys. Fingerprint magnets. Anyways, I personally was able to modify mine to look like the Pikachu version of the XL model, the previous model. Again, the convoluted naming system makes this harder to explain than it should be. And I added the cover as well, but the 3DS XL comes in black variants, along with several other colors and special editions and whatnot. The old 3DS XL and the new 3DS XL both do that, but, you know, it's just your choice on which one you want to get. There's really no difference, cosmetically speaking, other than color. The inclusion of the new circle pad on the right side is only helpful with games that utilize it. Many games have not even updated to use the twin stick controls, even on games like Ocarina of Time that don't use it or utilize it at all. You know, it definitely helps with the games like Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, but honestly it feels really unneeded. The new circle pad edition feels like an old laptop that used to have those mouses included in the middle of the keyboards, and it's okay. It's responsive, but very loose and hard to control accurately because of its relatively small size. Attempting to use it for main control of anything is not suggested, even though you do have that option in games like Pokemon Rumble. Everything else is generally the same with the exception of the power button, the start, and the select and home buttons as well. They're just changed around a little bit. They all function the same though, and they're just placed differently for reasons. I guess people didn't want to accidentally turn off their 3DS, but that never really happened to me, so whatever. The audio quality is still very high as I would expect, and even though the screen is much smaller and thinner, the audio quality still holds up along with the screen quality. But unfortunately, I'll talk about that more later with the downside of that. 3D has been altered to work from multiple angles way better, and it does actually work way better. It isn't the perfect. There are plenty of positions where I have seen double, but I can actually use the 3D function without getting a headache anymore. The increase in the screen doesn't mean the increase of pixels though. Unfortunately, still sitting at 99, and if you're confused about what this means, it just means everything's stretched out more. This affects older games the most, and newer games really aren't affected as much. There has been an update to the power of the 3DS though. It is noticeable coming from the older 3DS. Start times are reduced quite a bit, and the 3DS no longer hangs when being shut off. Definitely a noticeable change in the position of the SD card as well, and what kind this system takes. If you invested in a nice big previous SD card for your old 3DS and just want to carry it over to the new one, you are out of luck. It takes many SD cards, and in order to access it, you need a small screwdriver to unscrew the bottom portion of the 3DS. I kid you not, I felt like I was breaking it. But that isn't even the worst of it. I tried to copy over my SD card to my mini SD card because of the copy protection or some kind of glitch. This process bricked and destroyed 2 brand new mini SD cards. I'm not even joking you. And the only reason I wanted to do that is because it's a hell of a lot quicker than what process they include that you can do. And they also suggest that you can indeed do this, but it didn't work for me and bricked 2 mini SD cards. I had to use the wireless transfer system that took 13 hours to transfer less than 10 gigabytes of information. That is probably the worst thing ever about the new 3DS XL, and complete and total crap. That and the fact that it doesn't come with an AC adapter, and yes, you will have to buy one or use your old one if you don't, you know, have the cash to shell out for an extra AC adapter. I can't believe I even have to say that. Cutting corners to turn a profit never looks good, but this will only really bother anyone without a previous 3DS, as you really probably won't be using your AC adapter on your previous 3DS. It also doesn't come with a nice stand to charge the 3DS, but again, this will only affect non-3DS owners, so yeah, if you have your old 3DS holding stand, you can still use that. Finally, ending on the camera. Yeah, no, don't bother using it. It's a nice addition, but it never has a real use to it. Cell phone cameras are better, and the 3D pictures aren't really that amazing. So, is upgrading to the new 3DS XL worth it? Or just the new 3DS in general, since it's just a smaller version? Well, only if you are on the original 3DS. If you are moving from the new 3DS to the new 3DS XL, the minor changes will not be as apparent. And honestly, the C-Stick type thumbstick add-on is nice, but most games rarely utilize it in a way where it becomes extremely helpful. I spent over 100 hours with my new 3DS XL, and I absolutely love it. The asking price for this device new is around $200 American where I am, and you can expect that price to change as time goes on. Maybe you can catch a sale. But as far as rating it, I would give it an A-. It's nice, the changes are nice, the ones that actually matter, like the 3DS functionality, like the 3D functionality and the size, but the corruption of 2 mini SD cards and my need to manually transfer to the SD card and the failure to include a charger is just plain bad. But I could be wrong, so why don't you tell me if I missed anything in the comments below. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. Good gaming, and as always, God bless. And now, the important decision of joining the Maverick Rebellion. We are a tight group of individuals who rebel against stereotypes and greater evils that are commonly accepted. ISPs, children being conned out of games, sexism in video games. Enough is enough, and the Mavericks have had it. If you choose to subscribe or stay subscribed, you are joining the fight against injustice by watching my numerous video topics, from net neutrality to publishers covering up botched releases. The Mavericks are always informed on the issues plaguing your gaming experience today, so don't be left out in the cold, and don't let those people keep you down. Join the Maverick Rebellion today and become a member of the community that will listen and engage with you. What are you waiting for? Just click subscribe and you'll be in good company. Mavericks unite!